Find a comfortable sleeping position and close your eyes. Allow me to tell you a story about a peaceful train journey. Listen carefully to the sound of my voice and allow the words of this story to put you in a relaxing and sleepy mood. The sleepy motion of the train awaits you as you step aboard the Rockabye Railway. The platform is quiet and cool, and your journey stretches in front of you like a long, sleepy dream. Take a moment to relax your body and let your mind drift with ease. Be aware of each muscle, each part of your body, your arms, your legs, your fingers, your toes, and everywhere in between. Feel your mind relax and let go of any tension you may have. Now, slowly take the steps from the platform and onto the train. You will find your seat in first class. You make yourself comfortable by the window. Your seat is soft and spongy, with a high and curved headrest, so you can lean back and relax. The train begins its journey, and you feel the rock of locomotion build slowly. The sound of the train as it moves forward is like a soft lullaby, and you find yourself to be in a peaceful carriage where you can doze and completely rest. As the train leaves the station, you close your eyes and you fully experience the moment. You're leaving the station behind now, and you're traveling by large expanses of fields with wildflower meadows and streams trickling through them. You take in some long and deep breaths that bring calm to your body and mind, and you open your eyes again to watch the scenery go by. The lush green fields have stretched out their arms, and now you are rolling through hills and mountains that reach up to the clear blue sky. Here you can see birds glide on the warm air and squirrels play on the branches of trees. You can see a deer buck and frolic on the hill, and a natural stream of fresh water cascading down the hillside in a gentle and mesmerizing waterfall. You sit back in your soft and spongy seat as you watch the hills and valleys dip and rise around you. A softly spoken man is wheeling a trolley down the aisle of the train. He reaches your table and he asks if you would like tea. You smile and nod your tired head. He turns the white porcelain teacup on your table the right way up onto its saucer, and he pours steaming hot tea into the pure white cup. He adds a slice of lemon and places a small pot of honey onto your table with a miniature spoon. He asks if you would like to order hot buttered toast with plump strawberry jam, or bagels with soft cheese and thinly sliced cucumber. You order the toast and you sit back in your seat as the man and his trolley move along through the carriage. You take a sip of your lemon tea and you turn your gaze back to the window. You have rounded a corner in the landscape, and now you can see a great lake, a swell of water in the green land opening up beside you. A handful of ducks are playing on the water surface. You can see seagulls swoop and dive, sending ripples over the lake. A huddle of cottages blind the ridge that travels on from the lake, and as you pass, you can see the windows are draped on the inside with checked curtains in oranges and yellow, and in the next cottage in blues and greens. Jugs of flowers sit on the sills, and outside baskets of fresh flowers hang from hooks in the wall and sit in small tubs at the front of the houses. The doorways are low and the windows are small, and the walls are made of old gray stone. A single puff of smoke can be seen wafting from one chimney, like a dream that meanders in your nighttime mind. And behind the cottages, you can see cream-colored sheep with their noses to the ground, chewing grass or lying out on the hillside, basking in the sunshine. You raise your gaze up in the hill behind the sheep, and you locate the farmhouse these docile and calm creatures belong to. The farmhouse stands proudly on the brow of the hill, and the tractor waits in the field beside it. The tractor is deep rust in color, and you can see a sleeping dog on the ground close to it, and a cluster of chickens behind it in the yard. The chickens lazily peck the ground and strapped around the yard, flapping their wings and cooing to each other. It seems to you as if the whole scene is in a half-sleep, resting and lulling until the work starts again. The cottages in the farmhouse ease away as the train rumbles on. They drift behind you now, like discarded wood floating in calm water. You can hear the man with the trolley coming along the aisle of the carriage again, and when he reaches you, he places a pure white plate onto your table. Then, from his trolley, he takes hot, crusty toast, generous amount of butter melting into the warmed bread, and a pot of succulent strawberry jam with a small silver spoon dug into it. He places these items down on your table, and he smiles at you and nods as he continues down the aisle. You spoon the jam onto the toast, and when you raise it to your mouth to eat, you can smell the scent of memories. Early mornings in winter beside an open fire with hot toast and tea. Afternoons when you swam in a cool lake or hot springs, and after your dip you sat wrapped in a towel, and the toast and jam brought you warm comfort. Or simply sitting in the familiarity of your own home, snug in your pajamas, still at the kitchen table. Or maybe enjoying breakfast in bed, the duvet full asleep and snug around you. The pillows is in your way as you begin to sit up a little and greet the day with long, heavy yawns. Now the train rumbles on, and the announcement tells you there's a station up ahead. The announcer's voice is soft and sounds like a lullaby, as it tells you the place names of the stations the train will stop up ahead. The announcer lets the place names roll from her tongue, and they sound like a rhythmic rhyme, a children's poem. You watch from the window as the train slows down to pull into the station. There you can see a young woman sitting on her suitcase. She has a scarf of pea green with pretty flowers flowing over it, tied in her hair, holding her fringe back. As the breeze the train brings ruffles every strand. A smile lies easily on her face as the breeze flows around her, bringing relief from the humidity of the station. You can see a businessman sitting on a bench with his newspaper opened out on his lap like a hiker with a map. His legs crossed, his shoes shiny, and his suit creased perfectly so it falls in exactly the right places. The man stays where he is, but the woman with the suitcase boards the train. She wheels her case down the aisle in your carriage, and she chooses a seat right at the back. The train slowly begins to build its motion again as you leave the platform behind. The train picks up its speed, and the chugging forward of locomotion lulls you once more. You have eaten your toast and jam, and you have finished your tea. Now you lay your head back on your seat, and you watch from your window as the train curves in the land, and you see the ocean spread out to the right, like a vast open palm. The sun's haze hovers by the surface of the water and out to the horizon. You can see the sea mist, hazy and dreamy. The train track runs right next to the beaches and promenade, and you can see sand dunes and the flat beach where the sea has lapped against it. Then softer, lumpy sands where the water rarely reaches. A dog runs into the sea and out again, shaking the water from its coat again and again. You can see the joy in its face. Someone throws a frisbee that glides on the warm air, and two people play volleyball on the soft, warm sand. The water is crystal clear when you pass close by it, and you can see the movement of the sea as a slow shunting backwards and forwards, just like huge breaths in and out again. The sunshine picks out the peaks in gentle waves, and the light sprinkles all along the ocean surface. Further along, you can see a large boat, a fishing boat, and two men in banana yellow sou'westers stand and gaze out over the water. Their nets are cast, and now they wait patiently. You are reaching the first town on your journey, and you can see a church with a tool-pointed spire and an old clock face. Cars rumble along the roads here, and people stand in huddles on the corners of the streets, chatting idly and smiling at the comforts of friends. This is a peaceful and sleepy town. As you pull into the station, you see there are some people from the next carriage stepping from the train and onto the platform. One man has a long backpack that looks like it might be home to a tent. He stoops forward with the weight of the pack. Another man carries fishing rods and has on navy blue Wellington boots. There is an elderly woman wearing a cream-colored two-piece suit of matching jacket and skirt. She wears a smart, square hat, and she carries a clutch handbag with a tiny, pretty dog nosing from one corner of it. The dog's fluffy ears ruffle in the breeze running through the station, and his lolling tongue tastes the fresh air. There is a coffee shop in the station, and you can see the steam from their coffee machine, like an old-time locomotive train. A queue begins to form at the coffee shop, the scent of the fresh coffee luring people closer. Now you can see the train guard holding up her arm to signal to the driver from the platform. She blows her whistle and lets her arm fall, and the train begins to move again. As you pull clear of the station and up and out of the small town, the ocean expands in front of you again. You can feel its calming nature, like a long breath outwards, bringing you relief, and a slow and steady feeling of contentment. You feel the ocean expand inside of you, peaceful and easy, and you imagine the cooling ripples of the water. You can see the town's pier reaching out from the rocky beach into the sea. It stands on legs that are sunk into the sand beneath, and its wooden boards creak in the wind. Out on the edge of the pier, you can see a fisherman sitting with his line cast out into the deep waters. Further along the shoreline, you see another man standing with his line far in front of him. He wears deep green waders and a waterproof hat. When you have left the town far behind you, the train reaches upland. Here, you pass through a dense forest where clustered trees lean over towards the track. Great old oaks, silver birch that shine in the sun, tall ash and glorious beech. Further along, as the track weaves through the forest, you can see a hill with pines shelving where the land slopes. These trees grow freely up here and follow the lay of the earth and rock. They grow in between boulders and in the cracks in great stone formations. You watch from your window as the ferns waft in the breeze and the large trees nod their heads at you. The air is fresher up here among the trees, and you reach up and open your window a little so you can feel the fresh, cool air drift in. The cold air feels delicious in the warm carriage, and you nod and doze a little as the forest lulls you. As you pass out of the forest and the track becomes straighter, you decide to take a wander to find the dining cart. As you ease yourself from your seat at the table, you feel the rocking of the train even more. You wobble forward, holding on to the backs of other seats. Your carriage is quiet and empty, and so you can make your way to the door without worrying about disturbing anyone. You pass into the corridor and you see a bicycle leaning against the wall, its wheels still, and its frame solid and heavy. Someone comes along the other way, a young woman and her partner, both holding paper cups of hot chocolate. They are smiling and they look happy and peaceful. They smile at you as you pass them, and you feel their happiness radiate from them. You reach the dining car, a small semicircle counter where a man in a suit and bow tie stands and waits for customers. He is busy cleaning glasses with a pure white cloth, and he looks up at you with a smile as you approach. He asks, "What would you like?" And you tell him about the hot chocolate you just saw when you passed the couple in the corridor. The man smiles and nods his head. "Oh, yes," he says. "Luxury hot chocolate with cream and marshmallows. Just the thing for a long train journey." He makes the hot chocolate and hands it to you in a large mug with a napkin and a long handled spoon. You make your way carefully back along the corridor to your carriage, and you find your seat once more. You sip the hot chocolate and take the fluffy, delicate marshmallows into your mouth. The liquid warms you and the sweet taste lingers on your tongue. From your window you can see that the sky has changed and a few heavy clouds have moved over. The track stretches out in a straight line now, and the ocean expands to the right beyond a more rocky shore. Here, a great and proud mountain stands in front of you. You can't see beyond this high natural pyramid of stone, and it feels like a gateway to another land. Blue stones are scattered amid great immovable rocks in the land to your left, and you wonder if these were shifted to make the railway, and they simply stayed where they were placed in their new home. You enter a tunnel that runs through the side of the great mountain. The air all around is dark, and small lights overhead and on the floor automatically flicker into life in the darkness. The train rocks forward, and within minutes the light at the other end of the tunnel fills the carriage once more. Now you are on the other side of the mountain, and the air here is fresher and cooler. You can see soft flurries of snow at the top of the mountain, and the rocks emerge from the white covering like sleepy heads from bed sheets. You reach up again and close your small window as you notice the soft pitter-patter of rain falling against the glass. You pull into a station platform that has nothing but a little hut for shelter. Inside the hut, you can see a few chairs and a notice board with leaflets and train times for information. Here the train slows and stops, and the young woman with a suitcase and a scarf trundles her case down past you and disembarks the train. You are alone in the carriage once more, and when the train sets off again, you feel yourself relax into your padded chair and close your eyes. The train rocks you in its lullaby, and the soft patter of the rain on the window is lulling rhythm that brings comfort to your mind. You are alone in the carriage once more, and when the train sets off again, you feel yourself relax into your padded chair and close your eyes. The train rocks you and its lullaby, and the soft patter of the rain on the window is a lulling rhythm that brings comfort to your mind. You will ride the train all the way to the terminal, so you don't need to worry about where your stop is. You don't need to be awake to find your station when you reach it. The train won't go any further. All around you, the mountains soar up to the sky and the clouds hang low to meet the snowy summits. The train attendant enters your carriage and hands you a blanket and a soft pillow for your head. He doesn't say a word. He just knows that it is time for you to sleep now. He places the pillow behind your head and you unfold the blanket and wrap it around you. The Rockabye Railway reassures you and soothes you. You feel all your muscles relax, and your body becomes as heavy as the clouds. The train rumbles on, forward on its tracks. The rain is your lullaby, and the mountains are great arms holding you safely within. You can hear the rhythmic sound of the railway, continuous and constant like a heartbeat, and it drifts into your dreams as you close your eyes and you fall into a deep and sound sleep.